Hello, I'm Dr. Dale Piper, licensed psychologist, clinical director of therapeutic services at Salem Mountain Ranch. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you today on video. Sorry I couldn't be at the luncheon in person. I've been home ill with the flu and didn't want to come and expose everybody to this stuff. So I wanted to take a moment and just share a little bit about some of our vision for therapy services with foster children at Salem Mountain Ranch. Unfortunately, the foster care system holds some of the more needy people, more needy populations, and yet the resources are often spread quite thin. So the most needy people kind of get the end of the barrel or the bottom of the bucket on resources much of the time. In addition to that, there's the difficulty with the group of people that need these resources, that it's not consolidated, that they get a bit here and a bit there, but nothing that's comprehensive and put together. And so that's part of our vision, is to develop services and provide, comprehensive network type therapy of care. So children in the system, first of all, need stability. They come from environments, often trauma-based, where there's a lack of stability. So they need to be able to be into a foster placement and be able to stick in that placement. And we need to provide resources to help that stick. One of the models or areas that we could look at is kind of like a wheel. And each spoke of the wheel is necessary for the whole thing to work. It's kind of like the idea that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, a child needs to be in a stable placement. They need to have a good school program. They need to have good therapeutic services. They need good medical and often medication, psychiatric type care, as well as social supports. So if you can get supports in each of the spokes of the wheel, the whole thing will roll and turn. And so that's kind of our vision, and we need assistance to help develop these resources to provide comprehensive care. I'm in the fortunate position that having been a licensed psychologist working with children and families for the past 25 years, I've also been training therapists and counselors, and part of our vision is to train new professionals to work with this population and how to be a part of a network therapy and a comprehensive circle of care. We have visions for retreats, training activities, parent training, foster parent training, support services, as well as therapeutic services with our up-and-coming new counselors that we can train in these areas. We're also, kind of looking at a variety of things like animal-assisted or equine therapy, which is really helpful to get to kind of the heart of a lot of children. They can relate or speak to an animal in ways that human connection has not been so good. I think of the one young man, a 9-year-old in foster care. They had a ranch, had a donkey on the ranch, and after a few months the kid's like, I speak donkey. And he and the donkey would talk, and he would tell of all the abuse that the donkey had suffered, and in that way was able to reprocess some of his own trauma. So we're looking at providing a multitude of resources and developing these, and kind of just need cooperative support, positive thoughts, prayers, as well as financial aid to kick these things off to develop these services. Another important area is that sometimes kids kind of blow up or act out. They may have a temporary acute kind of flare-up, and they need some kind of triage and support during those times to maintain the placement. Often, it's the police or the hospital, and the kid is basically taken out and the whole thing is disrupted, where if there were some supports and some crisis services in place to kind of hold the placement, that would be a great option for a number of people. It will at least be nice to have the resource of that available, and that's part of the vision that we're looking at. And, you know, again, maintaining this idea of stability of resources. So I really thank you for your time and your interest. One more tidbit about me is my wife and I, for the past 10 years, have been providing foster care on the other end of the spectrum. We serve adults with developmental disabilities. So I really have a good understanding of kind of what it's like to take care of people in your home and some of the challenges and benefits that are faced with foster care, both with young children as well as adults. So thank you for your time.